as fuck, I'm up before the sun. Coffee in my cup, charts loading one by one. Ain't no time to waste, got my system down. Trading's what I do, about to get this crown. Screens all lit up, candles red and green. This my morning shit, know just what I mean. Sipping slow and steady, while I check the trends. Mad focus now, this is how my day begins. Charts and coffee got me in my groove. This my daily move, yeah, I got something to prove. Charts and coffee got me feeling smooth. This my daily truth, yeah, I know just what to do. Fuck the formal trading, that ain't how I roll. Take my time analyzing, that's how I get gold. Coffee getting cold, but I'm locked right in. Watching patterns form, know just where to begin. This ain't rocket science, just my daily grind. Same shit, different day, but I'm doing fine. Got my setup perfect, got my mind just right. About to make these moves, gonna do this shit all night. Yeah. Sipping and trading, trading and sipping. Got my momentum, ain't no way I'm slipping. And patterns, patterns and flows. This is my rhythm, everybody knows. Charts and coffee got me in my groove. This my daily move, yeah, I got something to prove. Charts and coffee got me feeling smooth. This my daily truth, yeah, I know just what to do. Money moves, Dale, this should feel from home. I can get cold, but I'm still in the zone. Making money move, yeah, this shit feels like home. Got plans, rising from the cup and waiting. Soft jazz piano begins. Fuck sleep, I got my morning mapped, while these other bitches still trapped in the naps. Quiet house, screens lit up bright. My setup perfect, everything's right. First sip hits, mind gets clear. Another day to fucking dominate here. Watch the numbers dance and slide, while my coffee keeps me certified. Charts and coffee started right, yeah. Focus tight, mind in flight, mind in flight. Charts and coffee make it flow, yeah. That's the rhythm that I know. Second cup, now I'm in the zone. All these patterns speaking in code. They don't know about this morning grind, being sharp when others fall behind. Fuck that FOMO, I stay composed. Years of practice, that's how it goes. Every move calculated clean. This ain't luck, you know what I mean. Early bird gets the fucking win. That's why I'm here where I've always been. Discipline hits different when it's dark. That's what sets the real one me. Early bird gets the fucking win. That's why I'm here where I've always been. Discipline hits different when it's dark. That's what sets the real ones apart. Their cup's cold, but I don't care. These indicators showing me where to place it perfect, time is sweet, while amateurs still catch disease. This game ain't for the weak or slow. Gotta be ready when it's time to go. Morning ritual got me trained. Others sleep while I maintain. Charts and coffee one more time, yeah. This rhythm's yours and this rhythm's mine, this rhythm's mine. Early hours hit me with a different kind of peace. While the world's still quiet, I find my release. Just me and these numbers dancing slow, building patterns in my mind as I go. Something special about this morning, and way before the day is time to care. And I keep asking myself as the minutes tick by, and I keep wondering why every morning feels so right. What's brewing in my coffee or my mind? What's brewing, leaving yesterday behind? What's brewing in this cup of time? What's brewing as these thoughts align? You asked me once why I rise before the sun. Said I'm chasing something that can't be outrun. It's not about the money or the gain, it's about finding clarity when things ain't the same. Each morning ritual brings me closer to truth. Like watching steam rise, I'm finding proof that patience builds more than just a perfect cup. It's teaching me when to hold, when to give up. What's brewing in my coffee or my mind? What's brewing, leaving yesterday behind? What's brewing in this cup of time? What's brewing if these thoughts align? Sometimes I wish you could see this morning meditation with me, where everything makes sense before the world gets intense. What's brewing in my coffee or my mind? What's brewing, leaving yesterday behind? What's brewing in this cup of time? What's brewing as these thoughts align? What's brewing in me? We're catching addict while the world's still asleep. First light hits my screen, I'm in my element. Fresh brew by my side, mind is confident. Reading these patterns like sheet music, feel the flow. Each candlestick painting stories as they go. Morning meditation with my market view. Catching waves of data, riding them with you. Some see just numbers, I hear the melody. Each trend line speaking rhythmically to me. Time signatures changing, support levels hold. Breaking down resistance as the day unfolds. Charts and coffee, that's my harmony. Finding rhythms where others just see. Random moves and noise, but baby, can't you see? These patterns move like jazz, just trust in me. Moving like jazz, just trust in me. Second cup hitting different minds, eye clear. Watch these price points dance, appear and reappear like a jazz musician. Reading between the lines, finding sweet spots where opportunity shines. Keep it cool and steady, no need to rush. Let the market breathe, feel that morning hush. Been studying patterns since you've been sleeping. Watching lines form art while knowledge I'm reaping. Strategy tight like a bebop groove. Calculated steps on when to make my move. Speed picks up, more intense delivery.
Quick shifts coming, tempo changing fast. Gotta stay composed, make these moments last. Reading signals, catching every beat. Market symphony playing just for me. Mind state elevated, focused, clean. This ain't just trading, this is art you're seeing. Charts and coffee, it has my harmony. Finding rhythms where others just see. Random moves and noise, but baby, can't you see? These patterns move like jazz, just trust in me. Moving like jazz, just trust in me. Want a ritual complete. Left my mark on these streets of green and red, but the rhythm stays in my head.
Morning comes, I think of you first. Short lines dance while my coffee bursts. Been at this game since day one, teaching me patience like you always done. Charts and coffee, that's our way, that's how we start the day. Got my screens lit, what you gonna say? Watch how the patterns play. Numbers flow like the brew in my cup. Some days down, but we keep looking up. You showed me how to read these signs. Now every morning feels like yours and mine. Remember what you taught me about staying cool. When markets get wild, I follow your rules. Charts and coffee, that's our way. That's how we start the day. Got my screens lit, what you gonna say? Watch how the patterns play. Just you, me, and these morning routines. Building something real, building something real. Know what I mean? Watch you rushing in the morning, trying to catch every move. But let me share something with you that'll help improve your groove. See, you're like fresh beans waiting to release what's locked inside. But patience makes the difference between success and a wild ride. Take it slow, watch it form. Just like steam rising up warm. Let it brew, just like your morning cup. Just like your morning cup. Take your time, watch it flow, don't rush to drink it up. Don't rush to drink it up. Wisdom comes in drops, like coffee through the filter, finding patience at the top. You check your screens at sunrise, numbers dancing everywhere. But trading's like my coffee method, it needs time and tender care. Temperature's important, just like timing in the trade. Too hot and you'll get burned quick, too cold opportunities fade. Take it slow, watch it form, just like steam rising up warm. Let it brew, just like your morning cup, just like your morning cup. Take your time, watch it flow, don't rush to drink it up. Wisdom comes in drops, like coffee through the filter, finding patience at the top. I've seen too many burn out, trying to catch every wave, but the ones who last the longest know just when to stay away. So here's my morning lesson as I pour this cup for you. The market gives its gifts to those who know just what to do. Like coffee needs its moments for the flavors to extract. Your trades need proper timing before you plan to act. Let it brew, just like your morning cup, just like your morning cup. Take your time, watch it flow, don't rush to drink it up, don't rush to drink it up. Wisdom comes in drops, like coffee through the filter, finding patience at the top. Just up before the rest of the block, nah, just me and my laptop. Tick-tock, haven't even brushed my teeth yet, but these charts ain't gonna read themselves, I bet. Watch the steam rise, study every line. Same way I read these charts all the time. Coffee in my system, mind getting clear. That's how we make these moves round here. That's how we do. Red candles flash on my screen while I'm sipping something mean. Used to play it fast and lose, now wait for confirmation, that's the truth. Got a system, got a plan, more trading like a rookie, understand. Numbers dancing, I stay cool, cause panic selling's for a fool. Some days green, some days red, gotta keep a level head. Deep breath in, let it flow. This ain't no casino, yo. This is just not checkers, fam. Gotta think before you slam. Markets opening in 5. Feel my focus come alive. Charts tell stories if you know how to read between the highs and lows. Been at this since way back when. Now I'm teaching you, my friend. This ain't luck, this ain't chance. This is morning market dance. Watch the steam rise, study every line. Every single morning, we do this right. Coffee in my system, mind getting clear. It's the only way we move from here. Before the world wakes, I'm in my domain. Steam rising slow like thoughts in my brain. Watching lines that move like waves of grain. Every morning's got its own sweet flow. Some days fast but mostly moving slow. Learning how to read which way things go. Finding peace in what these mornings show. In the quiet hours, patterns start to speak. When my mind is clear, that's what I see. In the quiet hours, patterns start to speak. When my mind is clear, that's what I see. Fuck the noise, I'm focused on my path. Reading signals through the aftermath. Every line's a story that I grasp. Some shit falls, other things will last. Damn, I left these mornings by myself. Learning lessons money couldn't help. Every cup of wisdom brings me wealth. Beyond what's sitting on my shelf. Filter through the static. Find the flow that's magic. In the quiet hours, let it all unfold. Watch the truth get told. Patterns start to speak. In the quiet hours, patterns start to speak. In the quiet, when my mind is clear, that's what I see. That's what I see. In the quiet hours, patterns start to speak. In the quiet, when my mind is clear, that's what I seek. La la la, patterns start to speak. When my mind is clear. La la la, the quiet hours. First rays break through my window pane. Coffee drips slow like a gentle rain. Numbers dance across my screen. I remain in this space where focus meets the mundane. Every morning, same position, same station. Building blocks of daily meditation. Clear mind as I track each indication. Patient breathing, deep contemplation. In the rhythm of my morning flow, let it guide me. Every pattern helps me grow. As above, so down below. In the rhythm, watch it move. Finding truth in every groove. Lines intersect, I'll watch them play. Reading signs that point the way. Years of practice taught me how to stay cool and steady through each display. My fingers trace ascending paths while steam rises, making me laugh. This quiet hour holds its craft as wisdom flows through every draft. Each morning brings a a chance to perfect this sacred dance. Some see chaos, I see design. Some feel rushed, I take my time. In these moments I refine every signal, every sign. Beyond the surface lies the art of knowing when to stop and start. Each cup of wisdom sets apart a discipline that fills my heart. Early hours hold the key to everything I need to see. In this space I'm truly free to let the knowledge flow through me. In the rhythm of my morning flow, let it guide me. Every pattern helps me grow. As above, so down below. In the rhythm, watch it move, finding truth in every groove. First cup steaming beside my screen. Charts and candles know what I mean. Trying to show you how I move. When markets open, got nothing to prove. Markets calling my name. Trading ain't just a game. Watch and learn, babe, watch and learn. Charts and coffee, that's my vibe. Teaching you how to survive. Morning routine, let me show you mine. Building wealth one trade at a time. Woke up early, check the trends. Send your signals, watch you win. Ain't no sleeping when Asia trades. Got my system, got it made. Keep it cool, stay in the zone. Analysis on my phone. Trading life, it's all I know. Watch these profits start.
Listen up, I'ma break it down for you straight. Look, charts telling stories while others hesitate. RSI crossing NACDs looking clean. Building strategies like you ain't never seen. Resistance levels got me feeling so alive. Support zones when my orders through sleep. Now I'm teaching you to swim in the deep. Trading wisdom, dropping knowledge every day. Show you how to read the markets display. No FOMO moves, we stay calculated. Success comes to those who waited.
Take notes while I demonstrate. Perfect entries, never too late. Watch how I navigate. Charts and coffee, that's my vibe. Teaching you how to survive. Morning routine, let me show you mine. Building wealth one trade at a time. Let me show you mine. First light breaking through my window, cup in hand, just me and morning slow dance. Watching steam curl up towards the ceiling, each breath measured, each moment revealing. Early peace before the world starts spinning, just us here, no need for pretending. Screen comes alive with gentle blue light, your patterns speak to me, morning feels right. Time suspended in the sacred space, just learning your rhythms, finding my place. Steam rising from my cup, while these charts are lighting up, finding clarity in numbers, while the morning's waking up. Watching patterns flow, 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 flow with the morning. Ooh, letting wisdom grow, 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 grow with the learning. Each candlestick painting stories clear, teaching lessons if you know how to hear. Red and green dancing on my screen, speaking truths about what might have been. Patient moments turn to understanding, while my coffee cools, wisdom expanding. You show me past the peaks and valleys to reaching. Surely teaching discipline through each rally. In these quiet hours we share our dance, numbers flowing, giving life its chance. Steam rising from my cup, while these charts are lighting up, finding clarity in numbers, while the morning's waking up. Let it flow, let it breathe, morning wisdom sitting free. Let it rise, let it be, finding peace in what I see. Early morning stillness, just you and me. Coffee pot brewing, charts on my screen. Every ripple in my cup shows me something new. Just like market trends, they're giving me a clue. Watch it rise and fall, both seeming lines. Morning meditation sharpening my mind. I can read these patterns like they're speaking clear, teaching me the rhythm of the day that's near. Every line tells a story, every trend holds a truth, Sip and study slowly, that's what I gotta do, that's what I gotta do. Numbers dance before me in the morning light, while my coffee cools, I'm reading signs just right. Some days flow easy, some test my grace, but I keep my focus, set my own pace. Measure movements, calculated plays, learning from each pattern as the market sways. In this quiet moment, everything aligns. Peace in my cup, clarity in my signs. Ba-da-ba-dum, watch it flow. Da-dum, let me know. Sha-la-la, see it grow. Oh, 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 now you know. Every line tells a story, tells a story. Every trend holds a truth, holds a truth. Sip and study slowly, study slowly. That's what I gotta do. That's what I gotta do. Morning wisdom brewing, charts and coffee flowing. Patterns keep on moving. That's the way we'll go. That's the way, that's the way we're going.
Early bird energy, just me and these lines. Numbers keep flowing, yeah, time after time. Steam from my cup like the thoughts in my mind. Quiet spaces where patterns align. Got that morning mindset locked and loaded. Screens lit up before the sun's posted. Brain waves wavy, but I stay focused. This is how the day gets coded. Sipping slow, watching close, mind in the zone, that's how it goes. That's just how. Every move calculated and bold. Building my vibe as the day unfolds. Breakfast with data, yeah, that's how I feast. Analytics hit different when streets still asleep. Got my system down pat, no need to compete. Just me and these numbers in perfect repeat. Morning ritual, got me centered and clean. Filter my thoughts like it's fresh caffeine. Stack my odds before others' routine. This quiet grind about to make me beam. Sipping slow, watching close, mind in the zone, that's how it goes. That's just how, that's just how. Every move calculated and bold. Building my vibe as the day unfolds. Early morning, steady flowing, clear mind knowing, growing. First light hit different now. Found my rhythm, found my style. Morning moves, that's my profile.
I saw you trade, raw talent, unafraid, but clicking without a plan. Need to help you understand. Watch and wait, calculate, time to elevate. Learn, trade, win, break it down and start again. Trade, win, make your move and then taking fire. Every chart tells a sign, reading patterns, matching time. Watch you grow with every trade, as the lessons sink and fade. Getting stronger day by day, making moves the right way. Learn, trade, win, break it down inside again. Trade, win, make your move and then in the quiet spaces between each decision that you make, feel the pulse beneath the screen. Every choice, every stake. Now I see you've changed, mind and skills arranged, trading with the flow, everything you know, ready for the show. Your journey begin. Rising higher, higher, higher. Digital warrior, I hear you. In sync with the rhythm inside, every plan slime dissolves into pure light, rising higher than before, breaking through what holds me down. Feel the pulse beneath my feet, let it lift me from the ground. Moving with the flow, I know where to go. Moving with the flow, I know where to go. Moving with the flow. Moving with the flow, I know where to go. Clear as water, sharp as steel. Every signal I can feel, dancing through electric waves, finding truth in empty space. Rising higher than before, breaking through what holds me down. Feel the pulse beneath my feet, let it lift me from the ground. Moving with the flow, I know where to go. Moving with the flow, I know where to go. Moving with the flow, moving with the flow, I know where to go. Something shifts inside my mind. Numbers start to align. Can't explain this feeling now. Everything slows down. Moving with the rhythm pure. Finding patterns, getting sure. Time dissolves when I'm in the zone. Rising higher on my own. Time dissolves, time dissolves. Clear as morning, sharp as light. Every move feels right. Instinct guides me through the flow. Let the moment go. Every signal crystal clear. What I sought is finally here. Time dissolves when I'm in the zone. Rising higher on my own. Time dissolves, time dissolves.
Let it flow through me. Let it show me the way. Let it grow in me. Let me stay in this space.
Found the balance, found the way. Everything in play. Mind and body synchronized. Nothing left to hide. Time dissolves when I'm in the zone. Rising higher on my own. Time dissolves when I'm in the zone. Rising higher on my own. I send you this message straight from my mind. When everything clicks, leaving chaos behind. Feel the pulse in my veins as I start to flow. Time starts bending, letting everything go. Racing thoughts slow down. In the zone, time dissolves. Everything becomes clear. Each pattern I see brings me closer to you. Every signal I read tells me just what to do. Breath gets steady, heart beats in time as I rise through the layers of this fire. Watch the world fade out. In the zone, time dissolves. Everything becomes clear.
Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Rumble. Good morning, Discord. How is everybody today?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear.
Hey. No technical problems today.
No, finally got it figured out, it seems.
Very good. Very good. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. There's gonna be that flip. I don't know, guys. Like, if you are, it's not a bad flip. If you want to take it, I wanted to open mic and make sure I'm waiting. I want to see them induce more before going up, but that could be enough to run back up, not gonna lie. So, I'm not gonna jump the gun. I'm gonna wait it out. We do need a wick up here, we need to wick there, so can she go ahead and run? Yes. I mean, there's no reason why she can't come up and at least put a wick on the top here, which would be a decent recovery. So if you're in it, Paul, I know you are probably. It's a lot of ticks. I didn't realize that was that much. Oh my gosh. I didn't know it was that big. Huh. All right. Well, I'm not getting in it yet. I want to lead up to 9:30. I could see it pushing down the same way once 9:30 gets here. That's why I wait for these positions until that we get that 9:30 volatility, because I feel like a lot of times they just kind of bang around prior to, and then I want that 9:30 push. So this bang around here isn't something I want to be involved in, if that makes sense, hopefully.
Yeah, I scalped that up as far as the Valdez 919 and I got out with $20 in profit.
Yeah, that works.
Thanks, you reversed it like you were saying. That was our rough J1, but yeah, you went for the candle to close. That's the massive move yesterday after the stream. I didn't even look at the computer. I had to run off because there was somebody at the door. And by the time I was looking at the computer, about 6 hours later, gold had ran about another 300 or 400 ticks.
Yeah.
Mental. It's like,
I see. I didn't see nothing. I shut down too, so I have no idea what happened.
Oh yeah, literally, I had the box that we were looking at yesterday. Still here, came down, tapped the box. It wouldn't have really been an entry, I don't think, really for us as such. Maybe me being a bit more risky, but the stop losses were, they run around the 30 plus. But to be honest with you, could not have foreseen gold dropping so much during bank holiday. Well, I couldn't have foreseen it anyway. That's why I stopped.
Yeah, I would not have expected it. That was my whole thing. I was like, it's not going to do anything. I don't want to sit here and watch nothing happen. So I closed it all down. Didn't even give it a second thought, I'll be honest with you. And I meant to look at the I wanted to watch the algo. The alarm went off and I told the wife, I said, I'm going to watch the algo just to see what it does on the bank holiday, just to see, because I was just curious about what would happen, and then I forgot. never opened it up and looked at it, so I have no idea what it did either.
I came down and looked at it, but that was only because I was drawing up my VWAPs for the next day. I didn't actually trade it. I simply sat and watched it, and I have to say I'm very, very glad I did. It was beyond weak. It wasn't worth the risk. I wouldn't have been kicking at it even if that had been the setup on our normal thing. There was nothing really there.
Gotcha.
So you definitely missed nothing.
Well, glad to hear that. Glad to hear I missed nothing. I didn't think there'd be much, but at the same time, I was curious. I was just curious at what it could do. Welcome back, Warner. I was just curious that maybe something, but I was like, I wouldn't think that that they'd be trying to kill the Exeters when nobody's really there doing anything. So I assume there just wouldn't be Much of nothing. Sorry, I'm yawning, guys.
The pages.
Guess so.
What was your pick on oil today?
I think it just filled the gap, didn't it? Yeah, just filled the gap. I'm running sideways now. These are lines that we put on here. I don't remember for what, Paul, but they still seem to be working a little bit. But she just filled the gap. Everything else is still waiting to fill the gap. I think, yeah, even Ethereum. So we still got Dow to fill the gap, ES to fill the gap, NQ to fill the gap. So I don't know. Guess we'll see what they do here today.
The ES did close the gap, or the MES, I don't know. Came down. Obviously, it's, yeah. No,
Yeah, this-
I also read the MES. I thought they came down and closed the gap this morning. Myself and Smelly was looking at it.
Sure. You sure you're not just talking about it? Close the candle to candle, because the close was here.
Oh, sorry, right, okay, right, you're taking, yeah, sorry, I was actually just simply measuring from, what do you call, the bottom of the wicks just to grab a long off that. Yeah, you're right, yeah, sorry, I missed that part of it, yeah. I was up concentrating on closing the gap and taking off.
Yeah, it should actually come down. It should come down much further to close the gap, because it actually closed here, right, and then opened here. So the gap is actually from here to here. A lot of people are probably going to measure it that way because that looks like a gap, and that's why, believe it or not, it reacted here. And everybody will say, well, what do you mean? If it didn't close the gap, then why would it have reacted? Because traders believe that it did, because all they did was measure this gap right here. And that's how much, as people sit here and say, traders don't move the market. Jashim, where you at? Traders absolutely move the market. That's exactly why this did this, because they believed that was the gap, when in all reality, the gap was here. This is where ES closed, and this is where it opened. So this is actually the gap. But everybody believes that that's the gap, because that's the gap that they see. So therefore, it got traded. Jashim and me had a conversation here. I think it was, I don't know, 2-3 days ago, and he was talking about how bots are actually the ones that move the market, not traders. But that proves to you right there, you know what I mean, that traders are absolutely the ones that are moving the market. If not, we never would have got really much of a reaction there on people believing that the gap was filled when it really wasn't. You know, there's the close of your bearish candle, and there's the open of your bullish candle. So the gap is actually from here to here, but everybody just saw this gap here and put their long orders there and longed it. So it just shows proof that, you know, traders do move the market, even though some don't believe that. I don't know why. Like, it's orders at the end of the day, right? Traders are a huge component of the market. Not sure where he got his info. Yeah, Werner. He does. I mean, I don't know. He doesn't believe. We had the conversation here a few days back, and he truly doesn't believe that traders move the market. That it takes too much money to move the market, so therefore it's all moved by bots. And I tried to explain to him there's a lot more traders than, you know, and you got to understand what a trader is too. Right? Like, what do you consider a trader? I mean, it's anybody that has orders in the market, essentially. I mean, kind of. I mean, I don't know. It's a hard take, but I don't believe bots move the market. I'm sorry. I believe that traders move, you know, it's traders that move the market, I believe, but I don't know. I guess it's all a take, you know, but he doesn't believe that traders move the market. And I tried to explain to him that if there was no movement from traders, my trading wouldn't work at all. I would never want to trade, because that's exactly what I'm doing, is trading from where I expect that traders are going to be getting in and out. So if traders didn't move the market, I'd kind of be in trouble, right? So I just can't believe that sense. But Either way, if that's what he thinks, that's fine. I don't know, right? Like I can't
Realty.
prove it one way or another. But
Realty.
hey, Alex, how's it going?
Hello, man. It's going alright. I was just listening in.
Yeah.
So, we can both agree that the big banks and stuff like that, they're the ones that primarily move the market, right? Because they have the most money to move it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about like banks and institutional traders and things like that, yeah, I agree 100%. Those are traders. Still, in my view, the difference that I have in the thoughts of institutions and banks and things like that, and here's my difference, and most people disagree, and you probably will as well, right? I believe they're still just traders, right? And I don't believe they trade any way different than anybody else out here that's trading. And most people will argue, most people will argue that fact. That's why it's so easy to take advantage of stop losses. It's so easy because their stop losses are in the exact same place. That's why people get upset with me. But like, if you look at the biggest institutional traders out there, right? One of the biggest companies in New York, institutional trader, they're called SMB Capital, SMB, right? Like son, mother, brother. All right. And you can go and you can look that up on, YouTube and look at their videos. They have their traders. Their traders come out and their traders talk about how they trade each day and the different strategies that they use and everything else. Well, everybody doesn't understand that institutions, albeit they put more money into the market, right? But they still just have traders pushing the buttons. That's what they're doing. I mean, an institution is a bunch of traders that, have learned strategies and edges in the market that now come out and trade it in big volume, right? And if you go and you watch, like I said, S&B Capital, you'll see that these guys are trading the same thing. Of course, a lot of people disagree with me. They'll say, no, they're not. They're trading, cup and handle patterns. They're trading bullish wedges or falling wedges, and then I can show you on a chart exactly where that is, that it lines up with support, resistance, supply, demand, order blocks, bearish, bullish order blocks, all these different things. It's the same thing. That's the whole problem. People are very not in tune with the fact that all these things on a chart, if you draw them all on a chart, if you draw them on there, you'll see that they all line up in the same place, along with your Fibonacci's. You pull your Fibonacci's and you start looking at it, you'll see that your fibs are coming in right where, supply demand comes in, right where bullish order blocks, bearish order blocks are, right where your falling wedges come in. All of it equates to the same area on the chart. And that's why it's so easy to take advantage of the stop losses the other way, right? So yes, I agree that, banks and institutions put more money in the market. And I mean, some people argue that, the whole GameStop thing, you can argue it either way. In my opinion, there really wasn't a fight back and forth with the whole GameStop thing, because at the end of the day, as SMC calls it, or ICT calls it, smart money or whatever it is in the market, they trade exactly the same, institutions, banks, as do retail traders, as do smart money concepts, as do pattern traders, as do everyone else. And that's the whole difference in the way that I trade in comparison to everybody else. Is I believe that all them strategies are similar enough that they're all traded in the same areas. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, I hope?
I think he blew his mind there, reality.
Yeah, I don't know.
The thing is, though, you just made a very good example there. I got the gap wrong, literally, and you just simply give a very, very detailed explanation as to why. I've been on a learning lesson and a half today. because I had that gap drawn out, and I took an actual long from it on the ES, and I made a couple of bucks on it because I was, as you know, you always long off the gap. So obviously more people than just me thought that until you pointed that out. So that means I'm going to be lucky now for the rest of the day to see. I won't be quite as confident in my longs as I was now after you told me that.
Opening gap is not completely filled yet, so thank you.
Yeah, nowhere near it.
So
Still more room.
Yeah, I don't know if you're looking at my screen, Alex. I don't know if you're looking on YouTube too. Are you watching on there as well?
No, just in Discord.
Okay, here. Pull this up. Just so I can kind of show you what it is that I'm looking at here and tell you why I think this, right? Why I believe where everybody is, and it's exactly what it's exactly what Paul was just talking about. Okay. The gap is here. Yes. Here's your bearish candle that came down. So here was your close. Here was your open. This is the gap, your box here. So if traders don't move the market, why did she react there?
Go on the 1 minute. Go on the 1 minute if you can.
What?
If you go on the 1 minute.
Okay. Okay, yeah. What? All right, what's the 1 minute going to tell you?
Well, it's going to tell you exactly where the gap starts. And you have it marked.
Yeah, the gap I've already got marked. Yeah. I don't know what you're going to see on the 1 minute. I don't know how you're going to zoom out enough to actually see the candles on the 1 minute to see where you're trading at. The gap's here.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty damn accurate.
So what I'm getting at though, right, is your gap is right here. Right? Here was your close, here was your open. It doesn't matter what time frame you're on, but here's what the trader saw. You see it? Here's what the trader saw is this gap. They didn't realize that this was the close of this candle because they looked at the gap. So therefore, where did they No. All right.
No, the candle you're marking it from. If you can move it.
Here's what the trader saw as a gap. See the gap?
Yeah.
There's the gap of the two candles. Okay. Yeah. See the gap of the two candles? All right. So we'll draw a line here. Right. This is what the traders saw. All right. That was what they saw as a gap. Let's take the gap off. Okay. We got a line right here is what they saw as the gap. So they're going to long right here with the close of this gap. Correct? Look. That shows that absolutely it happens all the time. Because they believed this was it. This is the whole thing. When people say, oh, well, look, the gap got filled, and look, I got in my long, and look, I made money. This is how the traders look at it. This is all self-fulfilling prophecies. The only reason it worked was because the traders were in the same thought process that this was the gap, when indeed the gap fill wasn't until here. This is the gap fill. You and I both know this is the gap fill. They have no idea that. Since they believed this was the gap fill, it was a self-fulfilling prophecy that their trade worked out. That's how the market is. It's a bunch of self-fulfilling prophecies, all because they're thinking the same, right? Everybody believes that there's some kind of magic recipe to the market and how the market moves and how this happens and how that happens. But at the end of the day, all it is traders getting involved. That's it. When they long. Everybody's long when all the institutions, the traders, your banks are all looking at the same thing and they go long. Well, the market goes up. Why? Because longs came in, right? And when it comes down and it runs their stop losses, why is that? That's always the question. Why do people have all their stops run? Why do levels get ran through? Why do these things happen? When you realize that's not the institutions doing it, it's not the banks doing it, then why does it happen?
I just view it as manipulation.
You say what now?
I view it as manipulation.
Okay, but if you say manipulation, well, who creates the manipulation?
That's the question. I guess the people that are in most of the control, so the institutions, I guess they maybe they jump on with retail, or they only let retail trade until it hits a certain point. So it's been going up, and then, you know, institution steps in and then drives it lower, wipe them out.
Where do institutions get their trading strategies then? What is their reasoning for trading that way if all the traders on their floor are trading against them? Because at the end of the day, institutional traders, what are they? It's just a floor full of traders that are trading their strategy that's edge, right?
Yeah,
that's the problem with it, right? That's why, unfortunately, like ICT and SMC concepts and everything, they're not actually delving into what it is. They like to just say the things because they like to say things like, well, institutions are in charge, when in reality, institutions don't control the market at all, and that's the problem, right? I mean, there's no...
What do you mean?
Institutions aren't what controls the market at all. That's not what, you know, when we talk about, if you want to call it manipulation, which in reality, it's not manipulation either, in my opinion. It's just money, right? The reason, okay, so if everybody's long here, let's just say right now for fun, if we're looking at this chart, and I'll just use this chart as an example, right? And if everybody's long here, then where are their stop losses? We already know. Everybody's long here. All their stop losses are here, right? And everybody knows that everybody's long as we came off of that gap that actually wasn't the gap fill. And everyone's long. All their stop losses are here, right? So, why would the market come down here and take all this money? I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Why is it going to take the money? Because there's money there. So, if you look at it, and a lot of guys will say, well, there's no such thing as market makers. Market makers are not institution, and that's where people get confused. Institutions are just traders. They're just professional traders that work on a trading floor that are offered, you know, large sums of money in order to make money for the institution. Right? That's what people are really confused about. Market maker is a group of individuals that provide liquidity for the market. Without market makers, the market doesn't move. Why? Because all traders trade exactly the same, unfortunately. Institutions, banks, they all trade the same. And if everybody was trading the same direction, how would the market move? It wouldn't. So why did they use market makers? Market makers are the ones who inject liquidity into the market in order for it to move. They've been trading here for years and years and years and years. That's where exchanges go. If you think of it, and I've tried to go over this comparison before. If you look at your exchange as a bookie, what do bookies do? Bookies, when you're talking about betting or whatever the case may be, they try to keep their books level. That's what exchanges do. They charge money on one side, right? They charge VIG is what they charge. That's how they make their money. Just like your exchange charges either an exchange fee, you know, if you're talking about futures, which I'll stay with futures because once you get into Forex, it's a whole different deal. You got spread, everything else, but you got a fee. You got a fee for setting your order. That's what your exchange makes. Everybody thinks your exchange makes money if you lose. They don't. They don't care either way. What they're trying to do is they're trying to keep their books level. Just like a bookie doesn't care whether you win or lose. If you go and you place $1,000 on the Dallas Cowboys to win, they want to find $1,000 on the other side of that bet so that when the Dallas Cowboys win or lose, they're not exposed. And what do? They take VIG, which is a percentage of the bet, in order to make money themselves. The exchange does the same thing. If you put $1,000 on your long, they want to make sure that they've got $1,000 on the short. They make sure that they keep their books level, and then they get fees from both sides. That's how they make their money. So if the market goes up, they don't get hurt. If the market goes down, they don't get hurt. They're not exposed either way. That's how exchanges, brokers, whatever you want to say, that's how they're basically bookies. They're just trying to keep everything level. Now, the market makers are exactly the opposite. They're the ones who inject the liquidity in the market. They're the ones who buy up all the contracts from the exchanges in order to keep the market moving. Without them, although a lot of people say, oh, they're horrible, horrible people, without them, we wouldn't have a moving market. Everything would just be stale. Nothing would happen. People would short supply, long demand, or whatever you want to say. Short bearish order blocks, long bullish order blocks. It's all the same thing. So short resistance, long support. We'd be in a market that goes back and forth sideways all the time, never go anywhere because everybody's in the same thought of where everything is. However, when we get to situations like this, and I'm not saying this is one of these situations, but we're going to use this as an example, where all your traders are in the same thought process and they've all longed here, then now the market makers can come in with their contracts, dump supply right here, grab these orders in order to sell them higher. That's all their job is to do. They come in, they move markets in order to get the big money. So if they can drop $5 million worth of orders right here in order to pick up $10 million worth of orders right here, they'll do that. They just made $5 million. They come up here, they sell them orders back down the next time we get into a situation like this. When these things become profitable, that's when they do it. It's got nothing to do with manipulation. I mean, to me, it's got nothing to do with manipulation. It looks like that from the outside because the traders are the ones that are involved. But in reality, all they're doing is making money just as they always have. They're trying to acquire orders. They get orders, they dump orders. They do the same thing when people start putting orders to sell. Let's just say that everybody's long here and all their sell orders are, let's just say here for fun, right? And we're just going to put this in. Here's where everybody put their take profits to get out of these orders. Well, what the market makers will do is they will start dropping their orders right here. Why? Because these people will start changing the price on their sell orders because the price comes up and it doesn't get there, comes up, doesn't get there. How many times have you seen it come up, wick to your order, you never get your take profit, it falls back apart? It's because they'll start dropping orders here. Why? Why would they let you sell your orders right here when they want to sell theirs? They want to get theirs sold. So when they see big clusters of orders up here, they will start selling their orders down. Then what do? As traders, you guys start pulling your orders and start selling them at this area. Then what do? They go ahead and buy them back. The ones that they just sold here, they buy back here and go right back to where your sell spot was and sell them there because people will buy there. That's just how they do it. It's just a point of making money. It's really not trying to manipulate anything in terms. It's just where are the orders and how can they make money on them. It's like if you went to the flea market, you know, I don't know if you know what a flea market is, but like an open air market, right? And you were going to sell used stuff and the next vendor beside you was selling, let's say, you know, socks. We're going to say socks. And the next vendor beside you selling socks for $2. Well, you can sell socks for $1.80 and sell all your socks before that guy ever gets to sell his. Why? Because he's selling them at $2. And that's the same thing that goes on. This is just a market at the end of the day. And people seem to forget that. They think that it's all, you know, there's some big conspiracy theory behind it. But at the end of the day, it's always been a market. And it's just like going to your flea market, just like going to your open air market. It's competition and they're here to make money just as they always have been. And that's essentially what they'll do throughout the day, right? Does that make sense? I hope. Oh, he left. I'm wasting my time. I hope somebody else got something out of it.
Most definitely. One question I wanted to ask you was,
oh my gosh,
they do get commissions. They make their money by moving it from $1.2. It's the actual broker that keeps the
commissions. Yeah,
right?
Yeah. The market maker. The only thing they're doing is they're trying to buy and sell their orders. That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's it. It's got nothing to do with any kind of commissions or anything. But they're normally, I mean, I hate to say this on a definite, but I'm gonna say it right. Normally, your brokers, your exchanges are doing a lot of passing orders to the market makers. You know what I mean? When they're one-sided, it's again, I can't prove that part of it. But when they're one-sided, I think they're passing them orders off on market makers as well. The market makers will add that up. It's just the same. If you got a market maker, and here's what people don't understand. Here's what I was talking about, Werner. When JJ was talking about it, he even said that he'd have, you know, they'd have guys that call him. They'd say, hey, you know, I'm trapped in a position. let's just say that somebody messed up and went long here, because I mean, we know that it's going to come down short now, right? We've already talked about this. But either way, let's say they did get trapped long or get trapped short here because they tried to get in too quick. They can call another market maker, and the market maker can dump some supply here in order to push this price down in order to let them out of that position. And they help each other out that way. They scratch each other back. So that happens now and again. But, and that's the only thing that I could say would go as far as manipulation, if you will, is something like that. But normally it's just helping another buddy out because he's going to do the same thing. So they kind of scratch each other's back as they do it. But, yeah, I can't believe he left. He asks a question. I start talking to him. He leaves. Every day he shows up and then he just leaves. Every day he does this. I don't understand.
Yeah, people keep getting confused between market makers, institutions, and brokers. I know this myself because I am only just starting to grasp a lot of the stuff that you've been saying for quite a long time, because everything's so deeply ingrained with us newbies. We've watched that many YouTube videos, and you've been told that much shite about how the market works, and we have realized, well, anybody on this Discord over the last year should have realized that it's all bullshit and lies, as is all trading tactics, as is all the stuff that you see.
Yep.
I don't blame people ultimately for, well, actually I do blame them. They can actually wise up, but realistically, I understand where people are coming from because they have been fed lies from the minute they started trading until they finally find somebody that tells them the truth. So yeah, I completely understand where people are coming from.
Yep. Even algos, they use input from humans. They use 3 things. Sorry, 4. What to trade, when to trade, which direction, and how much. Yep. Well, that's the whole thing. They're just programmed by, and that's something that people get confused as well, Werner. And I will tell you this, and I'm not going to speak names, but one of the people that everybody thought was such a great trader mentor that was in the server, had his own servers, everything else. I'm not going to say any names. Those who know, great. He would come in and say the algo, because that's something that ICT speaks about. The algo. And I don't believe in that either. I believe that there is thousands of algos that thousands of people have coded, that banks have, institutions have, and the algos are put in place to, Z talks about it, kind of how his algos work. You make thousands of trades, right? And you get small percentages of money off of tons and tons of trades. So these algos get in and get out, and essentially they're making very small money, but compounded to make big money, right? And I think that all these institutions and banks and things use stuff like that because it's another way to, I hate to call it passive income, but that's kind of how we would look at it, right? If we had an algo running, we'd be like, well, this is just passive income. We don't have to trade this, right? And it just sits there and it makes X amount per day. And obviously it has much to do with how much you have in each position as to what that not much a day is. And that's why, people who don't have, millions of dollars struggle more with using the algo side of things because it's taking such small portions that's, essentially what you're looking at, right? So, good morning, Sonny. I just noticed you came in. But yeah, I agree with you, Warner. That's the whole thing. So algos are just another thing. They're still taking advantage of the same things, right? When you get into this choppy price action, in my opinion, when it's choppy and slow and there's not much going on and you're in this consolidated price, I think that's a lot of algos just kind of running, right? Just kind of chopping the market up. Now, is it for sure? I don't know. I'm not there looking at the on switch of the algos. It's just my assumption that there's probably a lot of algos just kind of bumping around there, making their money because it's running sideways, right? So, just a thought. Steve is an asshole. Is the most important thing what you have to understand. Fair. Good morning. No tricks, just ticks. Yeah. I put that. ChatGPT says, no tricks, just trades was the thing for this morning. And I said, no. I told wifey, I said, I'm changing that to no tricks, just ticks, because I like that better. Pure skill, pure 8 million pips. By the way, silver has reached the 12th month VWAP band. Good deal. I'm shorting it. Don't short it, and it'll never go to 0. You're going to get somebody here. I'm not going to say their name because I think they're like Beetlejuice. At least that's what Paul told me. He's like Beetlejuice, so don't say it. Wicks and ticks, yeah, exactly. Don't be a D for a tick. Yep, exactly again. But yeah, I don't understand why that guy gets so upset at me. I'm completely confused. You know, he shows up every morning and gets upset with everything I say. I don't understand. Like, he shows up every day. Yeah, I would say he shows up. I mean, I would think that he shows up in order to, you know, wrap his head around what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe that's not what he's showing up for. I don't know. I don't know what he's. I don't get it. I'll ban you, person. What are you doing? You can impersonate me.
We all need to switch to the 1 minute reality.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. Like, what did the 1 minute have to do with anything except for the fact that you can no longer see? Okay, let's draw it out how I had it before, because I just want to tell you, I don't know how you see it. Like, here we are. Here's our box. We're going to go back to how we had our box for our gap here. How I draw it up always, right? So you can see your gap box. All right, so here was our gap. Trying to get it almost right here, guys. So just bear with me for a minute. Okay, so here's your gap. And he says, go down to the 1 minute and you can see it. I'm confused at what we're seeing on the 1 minute. Like, I don't see how you see anything here. What is he talking about? I mean, it's still the same gap. I'm confused. We're still the same gap. What are we going to see different there than we could see on our 30? These things make no sense to me, guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm the crazy one. I don't see what the difference is. If somebody can see something different there on the 30, then, or see something different there on the minute, then let me know. I don't get it. Best thing I ever did was remove the 5 minute chart from my trading. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just don't see how you... And I mean, when you look at the 30 enough, I really don't see what you see on the 1 minute, right? And I think the most important time frame, you know, is these higher time frame closes. And the reason for that, and everybody always says, well, why? You know, it's too slow, and why are you scalping on these time frames and everything else? You guys got to understand that the closes, right? Let's just say the 30 to keep it easy, right? The 30, when the 30 minute closes, what is that the close of? The 30, the 15, the 5, the 3, the 2, the 1, whatever you want to say, right? Everything down. Gold pumping, that's what we said was going to happen. Let's go. That was our spot. Remember, that was our line we were looking for to put a wick on here. Very nice. I don't know how you would have traded it, though. Right? Like, I wasn't paying no attention, sadly. If you went long, great. I don't think you could have got a trade there, but yeah, no top wick here, top wick. Yeah, you really couldn't have got a trade here. If you found a way to enter, good job, guys. We kind of thought it was going off. That's why I was telling you I didn't want to short. Man of the woods, you know. I was hoping for the shorts to come in, for them to kind of induce the shorts here and put this bottom wick on, because this would have been where the longs came in, and then longs come in, come down, wipe them out, induce the shorts to move up. That's what I was looking for, and it played out. I mean, it did work, but entry, not so much. So what are you going to do with it? And look, what do we talk about? Oh my gosh. Anyway, 40 in US 100 is the best to trade. NQ and ES is shit for the last year. I mean, in 2025. Could be Ralph. Good morning, by the way. I don't know. I don't look at any of those. In the strat, we find setups. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Did we just see that reaction? Where's Alex at now? Yeah, we can't talk about it, can we? Anyway, guys, I guess we can just keep on pretending like none of this stuff ever happens, that the institutions are just manipulating the whole market, and they're out here just trying to, I don't know, guys, they're just trying to ruin your life, I guess. I mean, there's no other explanation for it. For what reason, I don't know, because institutions don't have anything better to do except to hound you and ruin your life. I mean, that's the only thing they have to do in this day and age, because they're bored, I guess. They don't care about money at all. They just care about ruining your life. All right. Let's... I'm sorry. I'm just...
I like this
my
new reality.
gosh. I just don't understand, Paul. How many times can we go over the same thing and people still not see it? How many times can we prove it on a chart and show how the price moves and people still just say, oh, well, manipulation. I mean, how many times can we show what's actually happening and people keep on coming up with the same lame-ass excuses? How many times can we do this? I'm confused. I just don't get it.
Well, I'll point out something very obvious here. I'm going to jump over to my favorite clown show. Let me see. They have 3,720 people watching. We have 5.
Yeah.
So that really explains. Well, that explains it all. There really is no.
Yeah.
You don't need any more work other than that. You know, 3.7K versus 5 people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I have no problem with
Absolutely.
it. I'm very, very happy to take their money. Trust me. Trust you how the game works.
Warner says, well, at least I don't argue, even though I still don't get it. And, you know, Warner, there's a difference. And I realize you're not getting and I mean, it's hard. It's hard for me to tell you this because you're going to say that you're not. But unfortunately, you get the biggest part of it. That's the whole thing. I know you're going to say you don't get it, but you understand how the market's moving. And you're kind of understanding the why. You wrap your head around it. And that's way more important. I mean, I realize it's not to you because you're wanting to trade and win the trades and be in the trades, and that's what it's all about. And I get it. But it's going to be so easy once you do figure that part of it out because you actually get the big picture, right? And that's what most people struggle with, Warner. So, I mean... And I think you get that side of it. I think that's, I mean, all joking aside, I know he's going to come back with something like, I never win a trade and I'm never going. Yeah, some people are under the influence of influencer. Oh, yeah. And I know you're struggling. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to tell you, but getting the big picture, at least you understand why things happen the way they do. And I mean, I feel like there's so many people out there that don't get that. And I mean, if you can't wrap your head around that, I can't see how you can enter. Right? I mean, I guess I can see how you can enter because I used to do it too. But at some point in time, you have to say, you know, I'm losing. I keep entering. I don't get it because this was support. Why did, you know, this support was, you know, and everybody would come up with their next thing. You know, this was my bullish order block. So that should have held. This was my, you know, support, and my support was tapped once and went up, and that means that it was a solid support because it went up 2.5 to the 6.6 fib to, you know, make the higher high. I mean, come up with all this. I'm just throwing words out here, guys, because that's what people like to use. They come up with all these reasonings for why it just has to. And yet, when you sit back and look at it, does anybody really think that any of it matters to the market? Do you think the market really cares if one area was hit twice as to be a stronger hold and now it made a higher high? The reason that it was hit twice was because it came down again and people were still longing. That's why it gets hit twice. And if we're trying to take stop losses, let's just put yourself in that position, right? Let's just say that this is it. Let's just say this is our area that we're talking about. It comes down, it hits, the longs get in. We come down and we hit it again, and the longs get in. Well, that means that we're building more money right here. That's what that means. You know what I'm saying? So, give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, so where was I? Anyway, we're saying that your area here for your stops are here. Let's just say, right? We're just gonna use this as an example. Obviously, this isn't a true thing, so please, guys, don't just be like, "Oh, this is a true thing." But let's just say we're gonna make it red. That's why we went with supply. But let's just say your stops are here, right? Well, if you tap here. And let's just make the box like this is the size. This is how many stops are involved. You tap here the first time, maybe there's that many stops. The next time you tap here, maybe now there's this many stops, right? This is adding to your stops below. Maybe you come down, and what they look for is they look for the orders to stop. You know, that's a lot of time what they look for. Now, if everything adds up in the same spot, let's just say there's a bullish order block, there's, you know, a demand zone, there's all this stuff, and it's all in the same exact spot. Well, the first time you tap, you're going to get something like this. And that's the difference, right? So we don't have to sit here and play with that a lot because you've just got a ton of money here. And I mean, that's what it's all about, is money. It's not about higher highs. It's not about how quickly, I mean, you can say that your reaction, like, you can kind of gauge your reaction if you understand how the market moves to a degree when you get these big pushes up, and kind of gauge orders that have came in. All you guys see me do that, and as you understand the market more, you can kind of understand that. You can run over to the 800, right? And you can start looking at how many candles went down, how many candles went up, because these are 800 transactions, right? It kind of makes sense to you as how aggressive your traders came in long. You can kind of see these things from the movement of the candles, right? And the more contracts you have come in, the more this thing pushes up quickly, the more this thing does this, well, that means there's more stop losses below, right? You can start gauging that as it goes on. Am I by any means saying that they're going to go sweep the stops here? Absolutely not. I expected it here. Why did we expect it here? Because this was the wrong long zone. That was the whole point of the conversation. This was the wrong place to long from. But the traders saw it as the right place, right? Even Paul said he longed from there. So that's why we expected that this would go through, right? Where are we going to tap next? The 0.5 of the gap. Should we measure it? Let's measure it for all the naysayers that are out there looking at this. Oh, look, the 0.5 of the gap. You're going to see it time and time and time again. That's going to be your first bounce, right? Let's see how many orders we can get back in. See how many people we can shake out before coming back down, if it's going to come back down, right? But you always get that 0.5 hit first. Why? Tell me, right? Because institutions are manipulating you, apparently. I don't know. I mean, that's all I can think. Anyway, if you start understanding the why and why the market moves the way it is, and expect, you know, where you're going to get your bounces, where your things are going to happen, then it should start adding up and making sense to you, right? And why do 0.5s work? Same thing as everything else. And we've talked about this several times, because people say, well, that's not the 0.5. That's the structure that was on the 1 minute from January 12th, 1975. Well, that's great. But at the end of the day, this is why these things work, right? If we have these two levels, all right, and this is what you're going to see all the time. if we have these two levels and price is banging in between them, and you have to break out, right? That's what we'll call it. Whether you're going up or down, I guess we'll go down this time. If you have to break out, what has to happen? You have to get volume to break that area, and what's below your orders that you push through, right? And once you push through that area and come back up to test it, what is that now of the move? Come up, you come down, you hit your next area, we'll just use this box, and we come back up to test it. Well, what is that now of the move? Which is just this support here. What is it? 3.5, essentially. I didn't draw it the best, but that's about where you'll be at. Why? Because it's just how it works, right? You need volume to push through. When you get a vector candle, when you get a 0.5 of a vector candle, which is going to be your fair value gap on a lower time frame, it's all the same thing, right? That's why, because volume came in there and ran the stops. That's why the 0.5s work, if that makes sense, hopefully. I hate Tuesdays. Yeah, no, Sonny. Okay. So anyway, we went through all that. Let's go back to gold. What are we doing here? We're sitting here on an ES chart, watching these things play out, not trading. What are we doing? We're talking. It's all right. All right.
I'm trading.
Let's look.
Here.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful. JP's going to talk today?
I'm
Nice.
starting to like the ES. To be honest with you, I'm starting to see her more and more than I used to.
I'm longing all the time, longing to win trades. Werner's making a new country song. You're liking the ES, Paul? Is that what you said?
I was saying I've started spending a lot of time now looking at the ES things to smell it.
Nice, nice.
Talking a lot about the SPY as well, so I started watching it. It has literally closed the gap from the opening session. I'm seeing now how this correlates now to the ES.
Yeah.
Started out like you, chasing fast money moves. Lost it all one time, had to pay my dues. Now I study.
I'm the expert with the AI. I haven't did a lot of AI music. I've been making songs every day just to generate them so that I don't get fell behind on my generations, but I haven't made anything. Charts and Coffee 2.0. Yeah, I need to. I've been busy, guys. I can't even tell you. Unfortunately, there's a lot going on behind the scenes here, so... And unfortunately, it's got nothing to do with music or poker or live streaming or even trading. Sadly, I wish I could say that it was, but it's got nothing to do with any of that. Not the stuff well, no, I can't say that either. I was going to say not the stuff I enjoy in life. Yeah, but I got to be careful. Yeah, it's real life stuff, guys, sadly. So everything away from here. It sucks, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, my man. I hate being away from the freaking office.
Yeah. So it's been hectic. There's been a lot going on, and I try to do as much as I can. Like I said, we won't have a stream on Friday either, due to all of it. I'm just trying to keep up with trading all of my accounts and not falling behind on my minimum trade days. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous to everybody, but that's the struggle that I have right now. I'm not gonna lie. So that's part of it. I'm just trying to keep up with all that as well. And like I said, I will tell you guys, this year, this year, I think we're going to, like every other year that we've had thus far, guys, we haven't taken a huge, off period for the holidays. And this year, I think I'm going to close down for the gap like most people do. I always showed up all the time. Go to the Bahamas. No, I'm going to the hospital. Unfortunately, man of the woods. But I wish I was going to the Bahamas. That would be a much better trip. Can I just play like none of this has happened and just go to the Bahamas and forget about it? I keep asking wifey that. She doesn't agree. Maybe you heard it wrong. Yeah, I keep telling her, I said, can we just forget about it and go on vacation and play like it didn't happen? She doesn't seem to think anything like that's gonna work. So I don't. She said, I think we'll have a surprise guest show up. So I guess some things, guys, you can't just ignore and they go away for whatever reason. I guess babies just don't work that way. I don't really know why, but they just don't seem to do that. So for all you youngins out there, make sure you realize that. But yeah, no, I'm thinking about taking a longer break in between. Like normally what we do is we shut down for Thanksgiving holiday, right? And then you get kicked out for adding another person to the party. Yeah, right? Normally what we do is we take I think normally a week, I think is what we were taking before for like Thanksgiving. And then we'd take, Christmas all the way to New Year's. But I think we may kind of take that whole gap between Thanksgiving and New Year's. And the reason being, guys, we're going to have a ton going on then. By then, she'll have to be at the doctor. I think they said like at least once a week. And that's saying everything's good. And obviously, we'll have actually... Yeah, exactly. December does suck anyways. That's the whole thing. That's what I was going to say, too. All the times that we had the live stream, guys, you guys know all we did was sit here and talk. I mean, that's essentially all we did. There was never any trading that really went on during that time anyway. We just kind of sat there and, I'm not going to say wasted time. It was enjoyable. We talked everything else. But I got to be honest with you. Most of it was education time. And you guys know this. And I'm not saying... No, you didn't hear any complaints. You're right. I'm not saying that education's not great. I'm just saying that the real ones that show up here all the time pretty much all know the things that we're going to say just the same. And we're not going to have, true market movement, right? To say, okay, well, here's what we're explaining up here on the chart and showing what the market's doing. We're not going to have that because the market's not doing anything. So we're not going to be able to show any real... market data. We're just going to be able to go over the same things that we go over. So I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, but we are going to take a bit of a break there. I think they said, or she thinks anyways, I guess, that she'll probably be in the hospital for about 3 days. So from the time that we actually go in to have the baby, I'll be away for 3 days anyway, more than likely. And then, it's going to be pretty busy, and I'm going to be taking care of the baby in the very beginning more so than her by far because she's going to be recovering. So that's going to mean lots of sleepless nights and then getting up. That 45 minutes max. I don't know. She said it's got something to do with them like cutting up opening her stomach and pulling a baby out. They just open up her whole insides and everything. It kind of takes a minute to heal that back up, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. So I just think that it's going to be a little rough, all of it there. So that's why I say that, because they're saying the due date at this point. Hey, one said anything about a tummy. Yeah, right? Yeah. No, C-section's the problem. But yeah. So essentially right now the due date is December 11th, right? But we're going to assume that they will do the C-section prior to that. So when you start looking at the days, and this is why I'm saying this, right? When you start looking at the days, there's not going to be much time. Yep, exactly. The stomach muscles are cut. Yep. So it's not going to, she's going to have recovery. It's going to be tough. At the December's your birthday. Yeah. So, I mean, it could be that, Werner. I mean, I don't know. But I assume they're going to plan it early. Yes, Sonny, it's a boy. It's a boy. Yeah, so I assume they're going to plan it. So, I mean, when you think about this, and you think about Thanksgiving being the end of November, right? So we normally take about a week off there, right? And now you're getting into, you know, your first week of December, and essentially we're probably going to be somewhere in that vicinity as to scheduling the C-section, right? Black Friday was your first day on stream. Sweet. Last year, Man of the Woods. So it's been a year coming up. Joke a lot, but I understand seriously. Yeah, I know, Werner. Well, sweet. It'll be a year. Very nice, Man of the Woods. Had the day off. So, I mean, just to put it in context, I'm just thinking that there's going to be so much time that I'm going to take off during that break anyways, that I thought we might as well just, it's nothing will be happening. I'll still be in the server, we'll still be doing things, but there's going to be nothing going on in the market anyways. For you guys that are newer to, you know, the market and seeing what happens during the holiday season, you'll see what I'm saying. It is boring. Maybe you can get the delivery on a special. Yeah, right. They don't like doing that. They don't cut you any deals, Werner. It's not a cheap thing here in this country. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I mean that's why I was thinking maybe we shut down for the holiday season's probably a little different than we did last year, but we'll see. Like I said, this is all just thought process here. Who knows? But
well, I'll still be streaming on the way right up until Christmas Eve because I despise Christmas. So
yeah.
Turn up, feel free to drop by. Nothing will be changing with me. I'll still be sitting here. My office is in my house, so yeah. Christmas Day makes no difference to me. I was taking Bitcoin trades on Christmas morning last year before I headed off for dinner. So there is some form of entertainment, don't worry.
Yeah. Exactly. That works. So yeah, and I'll try to pop in and pop out and stuff like that as much as I can. I just don't know how much I want. I just don't want to let people down and not, you know, say I'm not the kind of guy that wants to say, hey, I'm going to stream tomorrow and then something come up and at the last minute say, hey, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I hate doing that. Now, you guys have known there's been a couple things like internet outages and the electricity being off when the power company fixed the electric poles that I didn't know about until they happened. But I try not to do things like that. I hate that, right? So I try my best to make sure that we kind of pre-plan stuff, and I don't want it to be a situation where, you know, I'm supposed to stream tomorrow and now, you know, we're in the hospital instead and things like that. I just don't want to do that. So here we go to the state hospital and have a rock me for about 2. What? But you'll end up with more than that. 250 G's, yeah. I saw the wifey was going over some stuff, Warner, and she was looking at like, I think it was Japan, maybe. I don't know, it was some Asian country. I believe it was Japan. I'm not gonna, don't quote me on this, but I think it was. And she was looking at the price, and she was just looking at, you know, normal stuff like MRIs and things of this nature. And the MRI here, right, in the States is like $10K. That's what it costs to have an MRI. And they were doing MRIs, and I think it was Japan. Again, don't quote me, but I think that's what she was like, $300. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, how is that even possible? It's just a machine at the end of the day, right? Like, my whole thought process was that the reason it was so much money was because the machine was so expensive. But if they're doing the same thing for $300, I'm confused. Like, how? Why such an upcharge here in America?
Capitalism, baby, capitalism.
Yeah, you're about right. Capitalism's right. The state hospital, you can get a knee replacement for about $100, and a private hospital will be around $50K. Wow. I must leave for now. All right, Sonny, let me give you some dubs. See you later, man. Appreciate you showing up.
Cheers, Sonny.
Have a great day. I don't know, but I assume I'm gonna have a ton going on. We've got all right, Warner, we got family, we got all the, you know, you still got the Thanksgiving things, we still got all the maybe I have no idea how we're gonna do the Christmas things. I'm not gonna lie. I'm anticipating that's gonna be a struggle for anybody else involved. I don't know how much of the family, you know, stuff it's going to be. So I'm going to have to see. I know everybody's expecting it but I just don't know how much we're going to be able to do. They told me babies were expensive. Super expensive.
Yep.
Man of the woods. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about like having babies, but yeah, super expensive to have a baby. If you're talking about like buying a baby, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I never know with you. Yeah, even just like the birth. Yeah, it's super expensive to have a baby. Yes, absolutely. Just making sure that's what you were talking about, man. Sometimes some of you guys on this stream, I think you're talking about one thing and you guys are talking about something else. And then you pay for 18 years at least. Yep, absolutely. At least I'm going on 19 with the two that are still here. So they're turning 19 this year. Still hadn't figured out what they want to be when they grow up. It's funny. I thought we figured out that when we were younger, but
that's a different way of doing things. You know, you knew what you were doing. You went to college, or else you got a trade. That's the way it worked with us anyway. Yeah, no joke, Werner. You are absolutely right. Does anyone know at night? They don't know at 19, man of the woods, but there's. I just expected that. You know, maybe some kind of direction. I know that. I mean, they're not going to be professional Minecraft players or KOD or whatever, Call of Duty mobile players. I don't believe yet. It seems like that's what they spend the majority of their time doing. And I just don't think they're going to be pro. Maybe there's something I'm missing here, but yeah. I got to be careful. Thing is, people don't realize, see, the minute you go pro at anything, it stops being fun. A friend of mine who's an excellent photographer, Snuffy Chris is better than any photographer I've seen locally, and he will not go professional under any circumstances. He does it because it's passion. So always be very careful about what you want, because once you get it, it might not necessarily be what you think it's going to be.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I still want along this bloody gold, man. I've almost pressed the fucking buy button about 4 times in the time we've been talking. Oh.
Yeah, Warner, I got to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to. I mean, I know your thoughts of, and I mean, well, I know your thoughts of your country first, but I know your thoughts of this side of it too, and I think you'll agree. I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, for real, I think they got it right. At least you go out and are motivated to move in some direction, right? And I know we can agree your country's not the best. All joking aside, don't get me wrong, but for sure, I like that. Yeah, that's what you meant. Yeah, exactly. I like that side of it. Not gonna lie to you, I don't think, like, I was very motivated. You know, you guys that know, you know, my story to a degree, know my story. I moved out at 16. And I was on my own, taking care of myself at that point. So not everybody's that way. Obviously my kids are not, and it's not that I expect, obviously I didn't want them to go through the same thing that I did at 16 by any means. That's not what I'm looking for, but just, just to have some kind of thought process. You will soon head to college or get a job after a stint in the Army. Great idea. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I don't want to say what is or what isn't, but I mean, they just don't seem motivated, guys.
You don't have to be. That's where the problem is.
You're right. You're right.
Given everything in life, why would you possibly be motivated to go do anything whenever you just sit there and it's handy?
Yeah,
that is the problem.
Yep, it is.
Nobody faces any form of hardship. Nobody faces any form of having to go out and do something for themselves. You know, I think we were the last of the generation that actually did that, to be honest with you.
Yep, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. You are absolutely right. So, we will see. Like I said, I'm not quick to say, hey, you got to do this or you got to do that, but it's, you know, yeah, and that's the thing. I haven't got to that point yet, Warner, to where it's super. I mean, I'm understanding thus far. I always told myself that, you know, and I told them, and I guess it was just kind of, I guess the things that you say as they grow up, they're like, okay, well, you know, I'm moving out at 18. I'm like, well, yeah, you have to, because the day you turn 18, you know, I'm putting your bags on the curb, you know. The things that you say as they're growing up, but it's not so that way, right, once you get to the time. And I'm not saying I'm not going to say it's an inconvenience or anything else. That's not what I'm getting at by any means. And that's what I'm trying to get through to them as well. It's not that. It's the fact of I want to see them have some ambition, at least try to, you know, come up with an idea or come up with something that maybe they want to, you know, pursue or something. That's where we're at with it, if that makes sense. Like, it's not a thing of, hey, you need to get out of my house. It's a thing of, can you start coming up with some ideas, right, of what you think you might like to partake in as you continue to grow older here. So, yeah, that's where we're at in the conversation currently. But yeah, it's not got to the point of being super rough about it. I'm trying to be understanding everything else, but at some point in time there will have to be initiative. They think that, you know, they do dishes. I mean, they take the trash out. I mean, this is stuff that they do, and I love it because these conversations these are things that I do for you. So you didn't dirty any dishes or make any trash, huh? Okay, well, I'm glad you do these things for me. Thank you. You are the greatest. Well, the new kid will give you an opportunity to have them add to the household. Yeah, pay a little rent or something like that. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where we're at, Warner. So it's to that point where we feel like maybe they need to take some initiative to, you know, pay something. Just, and it's not so much of, hey, I want you to pay. It's, I want you to have the responsibility to do so, right? Very nice, man. It was very nice, very nice.
I was paying rent from I was 18 years of age, and I was very, very glad to be able to do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it wasn't even a breakfast to pay for. You literally went and you were over 25% of everything that you got, and it was one hell of a bloody deal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Cooking,
yeah,
cleaning,
yeah.
your house, all the bills paid. Kind of go like, yep, that's well worth 25% of any man's wage.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we have to change the subject. You're in a difficult position to discuss it. Yeah. It's funny, Werner. You're right, but it's funny though, because I'm not kidding you. Like the whole time that they were growing up, it was always, you know, you're 18, you're moving out, you figured it out yourself. And I really had that, not kidding you, I really had that thought process. And I don't want to say that I'm getting soft in my old age, but at the same time, I just don't feel like, I don't know. It's a tough spot. You're right. It's a difficult position. Not going to lie. It's rough. I don't know. So you're a good parent. Well, thank you, Werner. Thank you. I hope so. I got to do it again. So hopefully this time I can get it righter. Is that a word? hoping to do better. I mean, my whole thing is, honestly, and I just had this conversation. Well, I won't say who, but I just had conversation in DMs with a member of the server, and they're young yet, and you know, not to the point of having kids, or I mean, they're to the point to where they can start having kids now, right? But we were having that conversation, and I kind of felt like, as we were talking about it, that really my most important thing, and I got to be honest with you guys, and I know a lot of you are going to agree. Some of you, you know, on YouTube and stuff won't. I guess some of the that aren't regulars here. So if the strikes you wrong and everybody, you know, gets their feelings hurt, I'm sorry. But what I was trying to explain to him was, you know, for me, raising children was much about trying to pass on, you know, the things that you believe are right and wrong, you know, things that you believe in the world, things like this. I mean, I know that's a hard thing. Having this conversation is a lot different than but, you know, the reason that I homeschooled, right, was exactly for that, so that these kids aren't influenced by that is of today's societal views and all that crap, and they could be raised with the morals that you believe in and things of this nature. Because you know, he was talking about, you know, how do you change the world, essentially, is where we got in this conversation. I said, you know, in my opinion, it's, you know, raising up your offspring to understand, you know, what morals are and things like that in the world that we live in today, and understanding the right path to take, and understanding, you know, what it is to not just, you know, go along with the rhetoric and believe what, you know, social media tells you and things of this nature, right? Being able to think on your own, not being a sheep, if you will. I hate to use that word, but you know what I'm saying. And he was like, yeah, you're right. That is the way, right? So it's generations to come. And that's kind of how I look at it. And I believe that my kids are there, right? So I feel like that I accomplished. I accomplished them because he asked about homeschooling, because a lot of people are always, kind of tour with the whole homeschooling thing. A lot of people say, well, did they get properly socialized? Did they this? Did they that? My answer is yeah. I mean, we go places, and my kids open doors for people as they're going into, gas stations or grocery stores or stuff like that. And I mean, look on the people's faces when these 18-year-old boys are opening doors for them. It's just, they don't expect that. Like, that's not the generation today. And I realize a lot of you don't live here, and I don't know how it is in your countries, but here, that's unheard of. I mean, it's just 18-year-old boys just don't do things like that here. And that's super sad because, back when I was young, that's exactly what 18-year-old boys did. Back when I was young, they were the baggers that were, taking the groceries out to the cars for the little old women. And now they don't even have such a thing as baggers taking groceries out to cars anymore and things like this. And I think that's something that we super lost. And I don't know about everybody else's country, and I know there's a lot of different countries that we have here, but for this country, that's kind of how it was back then, right? And I tried to, teach my kids the same kind of morals and courtesy that, I grew up with. So that's not lost, and I hope they do the same, right? Did you ever listen to the... Yes. Yep. Yep, I did. My kids listened to it. Yeah, drop the link again. Drop the link again. I will drop that for... How to change the word. Yeah, I'll drop that for him. But yeah, my kids listened to it back when you dropped it, Warner. So, and that's been... I don't know. It's been a while back. I don't know when you dropped it, but it's been, I would beg to say 2 years ago or so. But yeah, drop it again. Yeah, you dropped in my DM. Drop it here too. Drop that on YouTube. That's a good listen for everybody. Drop it here. Why not? I'm all for it. But yeah. But that's kind of what my thought is that, what can you do? You can change by your kids and bring that on, if you're talking to somebody. And I realize a lot of us can't. I shouldn't be able to at this point. I wasn't planning on having another child to do this with, but yeah, I feel like that's something that you can do, right? When this young, person in the server, I think he's 19, 20 years old, right? When you're young like that, that's actually what you can do. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, Paul.
That's okay. I am
happy. That's all right. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, thank you for dropping that. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, and that's just what my thought process is behind it. And I mean, everybody looks at things differently, but that's kind of how I think you continue on with whatever your morals and belief system is, right? Throughout your kids, you try to instill that on them, and that's here in America what they're trying to take. Again, this is very YouTube unfriendly, but that's what society's trying to do. They're trying to pass their rhetoric when you talk about like the school system and stuff like that. They're trying to pass their rhetoric on your children so that they, and essentially they're parenting your children in schools. In my opinion, look at all the hours that they spend in school, right? So, I mean, it's got to the point now, and God forbid any people out there that have daughters and things like this, right? It's got to the point now that, your daughters can go to the teachers or whoever and, tell them that they're pregnant, and they keep that from you as a parent. And then you're the one who is in trouble for the things that go on with your children when the school system is actually hiding it from you. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. Well, you mentioned the opening of doors, etc. It was the same here too when I grew up, and we taught that in school. Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole thing. But I mean, the things that the school system doesn't tell you now is just absurd. They know things about your children because they spend all the time with them, and that's what people don't understand. A lot of people say, well, I love sending my kids to school. I've got to work, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and I get it. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying when your child's spending 7-8 hours a day, in the school, and these teachers are, essentially telling them this, that, the other, and hiding the things that, they want to share with them from their kids and stuff, or from their parents and stuff like that. At what point do you decide, well, I'm really not the parent anymore, right? The only thing kids miss from school is social interaction, good and bad. Yeah. And social interaction again, and that's something I was talking to the server member that I was speaking about. We traveled a lot. We did a lot of things. I had a lot of businesses. My kids super interacted with people all the time, right? And I think that's part of it. I mean, I think a lot of people think that you homeschool, and of course, I guess everybody's situation is different, but I think a lot of people think that you homeschool and all of a sudden, you're in your house and you never let your kids out and you lock them in a room or something, right? And I mean, that just wasn't the case for us. Most of the time that my children were growing up, we were actually on the road. And a lot of people say, well, that's crazy, but it really was. Like, I was with in the very beginning, I was with the distribution company when my kids were super small. And I mean, we were traveling around. We had, workers. We had this, we had that. They were always interacting with everybody, right? So they had tons of social interaction, and they learned, it's crazy because we found out after the fact, kids don't even know how to read a map. Kids don't even have to learn that in school now. Kids don't know how to read maps. Kids don't know kids don't know the states or the capitals or any of this stuff anymore. That's all stuff we had to learn in school, right? Like, we learned all this and we taught our kids all this. It's just crazy, all the stuff that they don't teach today that they'd learned, and then when they were, I don't know exactly what age they were, but then we had the stint of staying in the off-grid house, right, for a while they were still young, and they were still learning, skills at that point. They were learning everything about farming, gardening, animal keeping, all these things. They learned all this. And of course, about stuff that you can't talk about on YouTube. They learned all these things to where most kids don't even learn this, everything from, anyway, you know what I'm saying. So they learned all these things along with everything else. And then, of course, we paid for schooling. The person I was talking to, he said, well, what about like your actual schooling, like math and things like that? Well, we bought our schooling, right? You actually go and you buy schooling. In the very beginning, when they first started their schooling, it was all done on, in workbooks and stuff like that. We bought all of the stuff. We'd go online and buy it all, and you bought it by the year. And then as they got older, it all went to more of a computer type learning as they got older. But yeah, I mean, they were way ahead on all their studies and everything else, because what people don't understand, I don't want to, again, everybody's everybody, right? But not everybody's the same in school either. Like, some kids learn faster And some kids learn slower, and some kids are at the same, just a normal level, right? And people fail to understand that when you've got a class of, 30 students, 50 students, whatever the case may be, whatever classroom sizes are nowadays, all those kids don't learn at the same pace. And the problem is those that do learn faster, or even those that learn at a regular pace, a lot of times have to be slowed down by those who learn slower. I'm not trying to, trying to make fun of anybody or anything else. This is just how people learn. There's nothing wrong with anybody that learns slower. That's not what I'm getting at. But what that does do in a classroom setting is make those that learn faster, they can't take advantage of that. They get bored and things in school. They're not learning anything. Where homeschooling basically takes that out of the picture, because you're one-on-one with a child. As fast as they do the work, you can continue on. And they were way ahead of, their school level, if you will, how they look at it. So, the time that it takes to do your studies, when you can do them at your own pace and you have one-on-one with your teacher, essentially, right, is much different than all the time that they put in at school. And that gives you a lot more time to, work with your kids with real world skills and things of that nature, to where they can learn a lot more. But again, every kid's different. I talked to actually another parent that homeschooled years ago about that, and they actually had a child that was slower, right, at learning, and they were keeping the child going. But when the school had tested them, because that's what happens during homeschooling, right? They test if your, child's up to what the par, right? Whatever you want to say. And the problem was his child wasn't, and he was behind, and they made him put the child in school. So now this boy goes to school and actually falls more behind on his studies, because they put him in like some kind of special class, and now he's actually falling further behind than he was when the parents were schooling him. So although he was slow, he wasn't as slow at school, ended up making him in the end. And it's a sad situation. So he actually learned less in school by going to school than he did by being homeschooled. But since he was below the average level and wasn't, up to par, if you will, on his studies, that he had to go to public school. And it didn't help him. They make you believe, well, we're doing this because it helps, because we've got special classes and everything else. But in reality, he actually just dropped further behind. So it was a real sad situation, but there was nothing the parents could do about it. That's just how it works here. If you don't stay up to par, they can make you do things like that. And it's a sad situation. But he had homeschooled all the rest of this family, had homeschooled all the rest of their children. I think they had four or five kids total. And this younger child just ended up having to go to school, and it didn't help. He actually fell further behind, and it wasn't a problem with, the homeschooling itself, which is what they like to make you believe. It was a problem that the child was just, slower than others, sadly. And things like that happen. I don't know. Enough rants on that. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to get all the way off on other stuff. Not my intentions.
No, it goes to show the level of indoctrination. I always had that down as a conspiracy theory up until about maybe 12, 15 years ago. My friends had kids, and then I started seeing some of the literature that was being sent home with them. And I was kind of going like, nah, this ain't no conspiracy theory anymore. Absolutely not. They've now managed to convince the children here in Ireland that if you fly your national flag that you're a racist. That's what they're actually teaching them in the fucking primary schools,
Yeah.
the secondary schools. A bunch of fucking degenerate lefties to school.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can't be seen being flying your flag. It's like,
Yep.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I don't know what they do there, Paul, but we used to have to get up every morning when I was a kid. We went to school, and every morning the teacher would come in, and you would get up. This is the first thing that you do. You would stand up. You would place your right hand over your heart. You would look at the flag that was flying in your room, and you would say your Pledge of Allegiance. This is what we did every single morning before we started our school day. Now they have no Pledge of Allegiance in school. Now they have no flags flying in school, anything. It's absolutely absurd. And people, just like you just said, people get in trouble for, flying flags off of their trucks and things like this. Are you kidding me? Bring a flag to school, on their shirt or something. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. This is, I know exactly what you're saying. That's absurd. Absurd.
They have convinced the youth to hate themselves and to hate the fact that we're Irish.
Yeah.
I never ever thought I would live long enough to see this actually in operation. Like I said, I always considered it to be a conspiracy theory. I've seen stuff over the last 10, 12 years and going like, maybe. But no, now at the stage after 2013, we had this gay Indian T-shirt called Leo Varadkar, and he said back in 2013 that he wanted to remove all of the flags of the Irish national train network because it was xenophobic. Now this go back to 2013, so this shows you how long this has been in play.
Wow, just absurd. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
No school system's better. I agree with you as well. It's felt good to show some pride in your country, and flag parades sound good to me. That's the whole thing. It means we used to feel, and I'm sure Paul will agree as well. We used to feel prideful of our country. Like, I'm proud to be an American. He was proud to be, an Irishman. I mean, now today, right? Like, what? I mean, I don't get it. You're felt to not be proud, and it doesn't make any sense. Why would you not be proud to be, whatever your country is, right? Like, why would you not be proud of that? I don't understand. You're supposed to be proud of where you come from. You're well, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's all coordinated. There's no two ways about it at this stage of the game. What has happened since COVID? Like I said, you know me of all people, I ain't no conspiracy theorist. Once I see the evidence is there. It's there for everybody to see. People still choose not to believe it, but the WEF, Goldman Sachs, everybody's telling you what they're doing right to your face. People are just not listening.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm on an ES long here now, hoping for it to pop.
See, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I just am not seeing much of anything on gold, guys. I mean, obviously she moved up, but there just hadn't been a lot going on. Came down just like we thought, moved up. There's just really no entries you could have took. I mean, not really. I'm not going to say you could have took anything. I'm not a fan of this price action at all. Anybody got any questions today, though, guys? Anything? I think I will probably pack it up. Come back tomorrow. I'll be here for the algo tonight, so we'll call that. We'll see how she goes. I don't see much else going on. Good talk, though, guys. For sure.
Absolutely. Very interesting as always, my man. Very interesting as always. I'm going to go downtown, do a bit of shopping, take the dogs out. I'm starting to try and claim back a little bit of my time. But only a little bit.
Yeah, that's all right. You should. Werner took some trades this morning. Green, beautiful. Yeah, stop there. Walk away, Werner. No point. You got green. Keep it. Go on. Call it a good day. Pat yourself on the back and start fresh again tomorrow.
I'm green and I'm still sitting here fucking looking for more.
No. Warner, that's planned. Yep. All right, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. I don't know why I upset so many people, guys. I'm sorry to those that I upset when you come in and you don't understand it, but you know, I think eventually you'll see it. I don't know.
Thank you very much, Reality. Thank you, Warner. Thank you, all the guys listening in. And I will be back here in a couple of hours, probably continuing on trading on the NQ. So if anybody's interested, drop by.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day, everybody. I appreciate you all for showing up. Man of the Woods, Paul, Werner. I will see you all bright and early tomorrow morning. And as always, guys, stay consistent out there.
Y'all move pieces random, I calculate precise. While you chase quick profits, I'm strategizing twice, 10 steps ahead. Your basic moves I can predict. This ain't no simple game, my method's scientific. Rapid calculations, market oscillations. You stuck on one move plans, I'm seeing combinations. Bank account elevation through smart navigation. While y'all keep hesitating, I'm accumulating. Check your mate, don't hate, this ain't debate. You moved too late, I already sealed your fate. My mind's a supercomputer processing gains, while y'all still confused by simple price change. Learn, trade, win, that's the mission. Learn, trade, win, competition. Learn, trade, win, stay committed. Learn, trade, win, get it. Pawns advanced strategic, every move methodic. While y'all play checkers, I'm out here encyclopedic. Quick with the statistics, flowing algorithmic. Brain automatic, profit systematic. Fuck what you heard about fast cash and luck. I studied patterns till my vision got stuck. Now every chart I see reveals the truth. Market manipulation can't shake my groove. Queen takes bishop but controls the field. Knowledge is power, that's my strongest shield. Call me grandmaster of this trading floor, while y'all still learning what the game is for. Patience in motion, strategic devotion. Watch and learn, feel the burn. Learn, trade, win. Accelerate the pace, leave no trace. Your simple strategies I'll straight replace with complex calculations, market domination, pure dedication, no hesitation. Been in the lab while y'all been sleeping, studied the craft while y'all been creeping. Now watch me demonstrate perpetual check while your account balance hits the deck. Learn, trade, win, that's the mission. Learn, trade, win, competition. Learn, trade, win, stay committed. Learn, trade, win, that's the system. Checkmate, game over. Level up, game over. Learn, trade. Started from the bottom with a phone in my hand. Everybody laughed when I said I had a plan. Small account vibes, but my mindset was grand. Now them same folks wanna know where I stand. Been up since 5, studying every line. While they waste time, I'm reading every sign. First few trades hit me like a brick wall, but I ain't give up, now I learn from every fall. You're wasting time, that's what my daddy said. Get a real job, man, I mess with my head. But I kept pushing, kept my focus tight. Now my account growing, future looking bright. Hey, learn, trade, win, that's my daily grind. Been patient with it, now it's my time. My time. They sleep on me now, but they gonna learn. Baby. Watch me turn these charts into what I earn. Learn, trade, win, that's the only way. getting better every day. Red candles had me doubting everything. Green days came slow like a broken wing. But I studied hard, yeah, I paid my dues. Now I'm teaching others how to read the clues. Remember crying when I blew my first stack, but that loss taught me how to bounce back. Now I'm in my zone, reading every trend, making moves that got my whole crew fed. You thought I was crazy, glued to these screens. Now look who's winning, living out these dreams. This ain't luck, baby, this is pure skill. Years of grinding up this market hill. They said I couldn't make it, said I should quit trading. Now look who's calculating, while they stay hating. Hey. Learn, trade, win, that's my daily grind. Been patient with it, now it's my time. They sleep on me now, but they gonna learn. Watch me turn these charts into what I earn. Learn, trade, win, that's the only way. Learn, trade, win, getting better every day. Learn, trade, win, that's my daily grind. Been patient with it, now it's my time. Watch and learn. I stay quiet, why they loud? Keep it cool, in the crowd. Watching charts, day and night. Taking notes, got my lane. They wonder how I made it, but I know what it takes. Keep studying the patterns while everybody breaks. Silent moves make loud money. Silent moves make loud money. Keep it cool, stay focused, honey. Silent moves make loud money. Lost it all, back in May. Learned my rules, found my way. No emotions when I trade, calculate every play. Check the trends, read the signs, take my time. They wonder how I made it, but I know what it takes. Keep studying the patterns while everybody breaks. Silent moves make loud money. Silent moves make loud money. Keep it cool, stay focused, honey. Silent moves make loud money. Loud money. Loud money. Loud money. Loud money. Started from zero, now I'm up. Studied the game, built it up. Losses taught me what I know. Now I move smart, watch it grow in my zone. Trust on screen, everything moving clean. No distractions, clear mind. Perfect timing, by design. Silent moves make loud money. Silent moves make loud money. Keep it cool, stay focused, honey. Silent money. Yeah. Watch and learn. Silent moves, that's how we do it.
Yeah. You fuck that weak shit. I stay focused while they all quit.
Let's go. All day I grind, screen in my face, numbers align, set my own pace. Fuck what they say, I got my way. Most walk away, but I'm gon' stay. Quick with the clicks, mindful of tricks. Ain't no look shit, pure analytics. Watch how I move, call it precise. Ready to prove, bid it their price. Wait and strike, do it right. Learn the game, stack the game. Patient hunt, front to front. This my time, watch me climb. Fuck all the noise, clear out my head. Make the right choice, stack up this bread. Quick on the draw, but timing is key. Study the law of supply, yeah. D charts tell the truth, data don't lie. Here's the proof, watch profits fly. Discipline tight, mind in the zone, do this shit right. I'm on throne.
Down, take a breath, every L just shows the test. Build it up, break it down, analyze without the stress. Then
back in attack, flow like a pro. Stay on the track, watch numbers grow. Cut through the shit, trust what I know. Win bit by bit, put on a show. Every move planned, nothing by chance. Take my stance, seize my advance. Quick with the wits, sharp as a blade, making hits. Getting paid, getting paid. Ring, 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 ring. Charts on my screen, mind in the zone. Studying patterns while I'm all alone. Fuck all the bullshit, this ain't no game. When I hit that trade, watch the profit rain. Learn, trade, win, that's the fucking way. Stack them profits every single day. Learn, trade, win, ain't no time to waste. Discord familiar, got my back, we stay great. Quick with the clicks, analysis tight. Market's moving, but I time it right. See that signal, I don't hesitate. Years of losses taught me how to navigate. Finger on the trigger, heart beating fast. Each trade I take, built from lessons past. Fucking with precision, watch how I flow. Red to green, baby, that's how we go. Charts telling stories, I read them clear. While amateurs panic, I persevere. Learn, trade, win, that's the fucking way. Stack them profits every single day. Learn, trade, win, ain't no time to waste. Discord familiar, got my back, we stay great. Community strong, we share what we know. Each trade we take helps the other one grow. Fuck the FOMO, we stay calculated. Patient assassins, highly rated. Break down resistance, support won't bend. Technical masteries where we transcend. Keep it controlled, no emotional trades. That's how the real fucking money gets made. Discord buzzing, knowledge flowing free. Real-time updates from LTW family. Chart patterns forming, we spot them quick. Experience taught us which ones to pick.
slow it down, let me tell you something clear. Every loss I took brought me right here. Built my strategy through blood and tears. Now I execute without any fears.
Learn, trade, win, that's the fucking way. Stack them profits every single day. Learn, trade, win, ain't no time to waste. Discord familiar, got my back, we stay great. Time to accelerate, watch how I close. Each trade I take, peeling verbose. Rapid execution, precision sharp. Like a fucking sniper in the dark. No hesitation when I see the sign. Years of practice got my skills refined. Community, backing every move I make. That's why this shit isn't carts till they knew my name.
This ain't luck, this is pure damn skill. Watch how we fucking climb up this hill. Learn, trade, motherfucking win. That's the mindset that we're always in. Discord army, we don't ever quit. Making history with every hit.